The San Francisco 49ers just made a huge change on the offensive line. It sounds to me like it will really help at the interior level at guard or potentially even center. I'll be breaking all of that down in a second. I'm also going to be telling you about some of the rookie trends that you will be excited to hear, the things that you want to hear, as well as a few things that you probably don't want to hear. In this video, we're talking about the big change on the offensive line and rookie trends that really have me thinking. If you're new here, I'm Nate. We're talking the San Francisco 49ers every single day on this channel, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all of the action, all of the fun, because it is fun. This is a really fun time to be a 49er. Always is, but man, it's really special right now. The good news is this: there seems to be a unanimous agreement coming from all of the different sources in the media that I pay attention to on which players are trending up and which players are trending down. Seems to be unanimous. Seems that everybody's pretty much in agreement about the individuals that are on the right track and the individuals that are on the wrong track. And we're going to talk about that. Comment below, though, how many roster spots are questionable at the wide receiver position right now? I read an article from Athlon Sports this morning, as I do. I read a lot of articles. And they suggested, they were actually talking about Ronnie Bell. We'll talk about that in a minute. But they suggested that there is only one position left to be filled by the 49ers. So if you do the math, it's pretty straightforward. So you've got Ricky Pearsall. Rookie Ricky? I've never done that before. That's an interesting one. Rookie Ricky. Then you, of course, have Brandon Aiyuk, Deebo Samuel, Juwan Jennings, and they say locked in Jacob Cowing is locked in to be on the 53-man roster this season. I understand you like your draft. You like to draft players and you'd like them to make an impact. I'm not so sure. One, because he's a rookie. And we know how Kyle Shanahan is with wide receivers in general. He can be really hard on wide receivers. But number two, and I want to, boy, we're going to really get into this, aren't we? We're just getting straight into it right now. Number two, though, I think there are a lot of really talented mid-level, not quite veteran, but no longer rookie options that know the system, know the players, know the quarterback, have more rapport, more time. And Jacob Cowing is still coming back from injury, and who knows what happens if he re-injures and all that stuff. I don't think it's as locked down as Athlon wants to make it seem. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep going, and we're gonna come back to this topic later. But comment below what you think. I think there are two spots up. Assuming Brandon Aiyuk is a done deal, which I think he's going to be on this football team because I don't think they're going to trade him. Even if they don't get a deal done, they're not trading Brandon Aiyuk. They're not going to get the value they want out of him. They're not going to trade him. So, assuming he's on the 53, I think you've got two spots available. Jacob Cowing is a question mark. Ricky Pearsall is a done deal. He's a first-round draft pick. He's your first rounder in a really long time. So, in my mind, Jacob Cowing is still a question mark, and you've got a sixth spot that you're still trying to figure out. That last year, 49ers held 6 wide receivers. Okay, let's get into the news, and we'll come back to that conversation as we get to the Ronnie Bell. But first, the 49ers have signed offensive lineman Pat Elflein to a 1-year deal and waived Bryson Mays. Thank you, Coach Yak, for being the one to get this on my feed first, although there are several others out there, of course. I want to also bring up just kind of what the 49ers said about it. So, firstly, they had brought in to work out Scott Quessenberry, Pat Elflein, and Sean Harlow, and then dropped Bryson Mays and offered Elflein a contract, who was originally drafted by the Minnesota Vikings in the 3rd round of the 2017 NFL Draft. He has appeared in 65 regular season games, 64 of them starts. That's not bad. That is not bad. I will take that. Started 4 postseason contests and with the Vikings, New York Jets, and Carolina Panthers. In his rookie season with the Vikings in 2017, Elflein earned all rookie honors after starting 14 games at center. A 30-year-old native of Pickerington, Ohio, Elflein attended Ohio State University, where he played 55 games, 42 starts. Elflein was a part of the Ohio State team that earned the 2014 College Football Playoff National Championship title and twice earned first team all Big Ten Conference honors. So there you go. Big signing. This is a big signing, if you ask me. Basically, in terms of size, he's a little smaller than Mays, but pretty similar in terms of weight. I love the veteranness of it. I think if with this signing, and we don't know the details of the signing yet, but it would seem to me that this is probably a guy who's on the 53. But we'll find out the contract deals and know a lot more about what this signing looks like in a few minutes. Or few days. I don't know. Whenever we find out. I don't know why I said that as if I know when they're going to say that. I don't know when they're going to say that. Unfortunately, we have no more information from the 49ers yet. We haven't even had an update since July 27th. So we're still waiting on the official. I keep refreshing this page, waiting for that transaction to update so we can learn a little bit more. They don't typically tell the numbers in this particular page, but it's at least helpful to see it. And I don't know if they're still looking at those other guys. So we'll have to see what happens there as well, of course. I wanted to talk about rookie trends, though, and we'll get to Ronnie Bell as a part of this. But really cool article from Niners Wire talking about rookie trends, guys who are trending up, guys who are trending down. Jordan Mason, obviously, his stock is up right now. He is trending up massively. So this is a guy that, we'll see what Elijah Mitchell's been trying to make his argument too. But Jordan Mason could be RB2. A lot of people are thinking Jordan Mason's RB2. We've heard from Kyle Shanahan. We've heard from Christian McCaffrey. They also have talked about Elijah Mitchell, so we don't really know anything, but I would love to see him. He's had a couple of explosive runs last season. It would be nice to see him get some looks this season, see what that looks like. Isaac Grendo, stock down, obviously because of that injury, obviously because he's a rookie. He's going to be up against it. He's still not coming back for at least a couple more weeks. So Grendo's going to be up against it. It's another hamstring injury. He's had a string of hamstring injuries in his college career. It's not a good situation for Isaac Grendo. Happy for him to get drafted. Happy for him to be such an incredibly fast individual. But he's got to be healthy. If he's not healthy, then we don't know what's going to happen. We'll keep going, though. Stock up. Wide receiver rookie Pearsall. No surprise there. Just retweeted something from Larry Krueger yesterday. About Ricky Pearsall and the combination, or what's that word? That union between Ricky Pearsall and Brock Purdy. That chemistry, that's the word I was looking for. There's chemistry developing there. I don't know if people are just reading into it when they say things like chemistry, but when I hear guys like Larry Krueger, I don't think he just throws those ideas around all the time. He can be a little bit, not shock jockey, but Anyway, moving on. Spencer Burford. Bad news for Spencer Burford. The dude's got to be healthy, and he is already going to be kind of up against it. Now, that being said, Firster likes him. So, maybe he will continue to be important on this team, but we'll see. Dominic Puni, stock up. He's been put under it. He's been put under pressure. He's been put in the limelight because of the injuries especially, and he has done incredibly well. Happy for Dominic Puni. Love this draft pick. Obviously, would have loved to have a tackle in the draft as well, but you can't get everything you want, and I'll take Dominic Puni. Stoked, as I've always said about Puni, from everything from his tapes, from what the draft reports, just think of him as a massive athlete. If you think of him as a massive athlete, it gives you hope, because there are things that you can work out, that you can coach out of players, and there are things you can't. And when you got an athlete, you believe in him to be able to be coached up to the position he needs. Stock down, Jacob Cowing. Again, we're going to talk about the Athlon Sports article in just a second, but, the injury has not helped his case. Definitely not. I want to say he had like 2 drops early on in training camp. I'm not really reading into those personally, but there you go. I know there's also a world in which a punt returner opportunity for him would be massive because of his speed. We'll see what happens there. And then second-year linebackers. I'm going to move to an article talking about these second-year linebackers, specifically what Nick Sorensen had to say about Jalen and D. Winters. Absolutely, D. Winters plays fast. So does Jalen. The way to play fast is to know what you're doing and to feel comfortable in that. And then you're anticipating it. You have to learn a whole new system. It's totally different in college. There's a lot of differences and the details of what we do. So it's the understanding the differences in the offenses and then understand the details of the defense. And once you start to grasp that, it starts to become second nature. Your brain is not slowing you down. Then you can see the speed and you can fully cut it loose. And that's where they're at. They're taking that jump, both of them. It's cool. That was from the other day. I want to say maybe Saturday, if I remember correctly. Yeah, but, Jalen Graham, D. Winters, guys to be looking out for. Happy for them. And then the last one, from a completely different article as well, but keep your eye out on Ronnie Bell. Keep your eye out because he's turning heads, and that's exciting for him, of course. Interesting, this is what I was talking about in this article. Top 5 receivers, Aiyuk, Samuel, Jennings, Pearsall, Cowing are virtually set. I don't agree with that necessarily, but I'm comfortable with the idea. But here's what he had to say. Nick Wagner had to say about Ronnie Bell. He's had his struggles in this camp, but he made a pair of impressive contested catches, including one from Brock Purdy on a deep out to the right sideline in which he climbed the ladder, high-pointed the ball, and held on even with Charvarius Ward right on top of him. Later, he caught a touchdown in the red zone work from Brandon Allen, despite Ambry Thomas being draped all over him. There you go. Boy, that was a lot of information in a short period of time. I hope you're feeling hyped. I'm here on my lunch break and had to talk to you about the 49ers. Had to get this one in. I'm excited to talk about the 49ers continuing. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments what you think about the number of wide receiver available slots. How many spots are available in this 53-man roster at wide receiver right now, assuming Brandon Aiyuk is done? I say it's 2. Athlon Sports says 1. Let me know what you think in the comments. Look forward to it. As always, what a time to be alive.